The Reject Demon Toko, Chapter 0 Prelude. When a human is destined to die, the demons ferry their souls to the afterlife. The Reject Demon Toko is the story of Toko herself, a demon who has been kicked out of hell. Toko cannot ferry human souls to the underworld, and every day she stays on Earth has her becoming increasingly human. Okay, what this synopsis fails to mention is what to me are the major selling points of this new visual novel project that's just hitting steam as of late.
Yeah?
Are you going to ask me why I think this visual novel is worth checking out?
Oh, please enlighten us. I'm sure that we all want to know.
Okay.
Wink.
Alright, wink. Alright, so this tells you the premise and the synopsis. It's about this character who ends up exiled in the human world. What it doesn't mention is that later on, what becomes the main narrative focus of the story is, in fact, a battle of the bands that takes place in hell. This visual novel is about rock and roll demons.
Tenacious D, your heart.
No, actual rock. Sorry, Tenacious D.
I know, but I'm it's just...
You're seeing the screenshots of the game right now. The art looks interesting. It has its own charm, the kind of charm you find for a type of art that tries to emulate manga and visual novel style, but it clearly feels like its own thing, so to speak. Which is not always appealing to me from a visual standpoint, but I appreciate the fact that it tries to be something different. In fact, the fact that it tries to be completely different from what we usually expect from visual novel, or indeed from anything that comes out of Japan, is refreshing in its own right. Because not only we have rock and roll demons, but the story does not take place in an high school, for a change.
Well, that's good to know.
It's going to be taking place in hell at some point because they're going to have this, like I said, battle of the bands in hell. It is established that the main protagonists, both Toko and the other one, Nadia, are actually an openly lesbian couple. They are an actual legitimate human-demon lesbian couple. There are no ambiguities whatsoever in that, which is great and also refreshing. Instead of being just something there to tease the audience with, it's a central factor in your enjoyment of the story. The fact that they are a couple, their souls are invariably linked due to some shenanigans out of a Simpsons episode, specifically the kind of episode in which Bart sells his soul to Milhouse with a piece of paper. Something similar happens here at the very beginning, but it doesn't involve selling, it just involves two children meeting in the most peculiar of situations. Also, this screenshot you're seeing right now is the only fan service you see in this entire prelude of this game. The prelude, once again, is the only thing currently available for this game. Now, the reason why I'm telling you about this is because, well, I have not played this directly, but I've seen a Let's Play of this. It's not a smart story by any stretch of imagination, but it's at least very entertaining. Heck, at some point, Toko and friends find themselves fighting against an angel J-pop star.
Oh gosh, that just sends me back memories of Chinese mythological history being retold as like J-pop bands against rock and roll bands.
I hope rock and roll wins.
Oh, it always wins, especially in Chinese mythology history.
This seems like such an anime thing to be.
Yes.
Anyway, the Reject Demon Toko. Also, this is important, one of the two main characters, which is, again, the main couple of the game, is a muffin top. As you can see, she doesn't have a super idol kind of physique, which is the kind of thing that you never see in a regular anime or visual novel. That's one of the main clues that really much tells you that this visual novel is not being made in Japan. Because, let's face it, if this was being made in Japan, it would have all of the cliches and then some. It would be set in a freaking high school, it would have a heterosexual couple, and it wouldn't have any creativity or individuality to begin with. It most certainly wouldn't have something as cool as a battle of the bands in hell. Instead of bringing the protagonists in hell for the battle of the bands, they would just bring the demons from hell to the freaking high school to have a battle of the bands, if this was made in Japan. And it would be automatically lame by comparison.
Yes, I'm gonna say here that I'm going on record that I actually really like the way Nadia looks. It's very refreshing to see her design like this.
I actually think the best designed character is the main character herself.
Toko?
Yes.
Well, I'm not gonna argue with you on that because design's subjective and all.
Anyway, check out the music video here.
The music video?
Oh yes, it's technically the opening.
Okay.
Listen to that bass, baby!
I can hear sort of piano. Oh, there it is. There's some bass. Ooh. It's like rocking out. Oh, slight animations.
I don't know about you, but just by the soundtrack presented in the opening, this is something that I'm instantly interested in. Like I said, it's not a smart story, it is entertaining. It knows how to make the character and situation, at the very least, appealing at a fundamental level. And it's different. It feels different from anything else you play as a visual novel, as far as visual novels goes, but already by the automatic absence of an high school setting. In fact, the main characters are old enough to be university students by that regard.
Yeah, I could definitely say that it's like you said, it's very simple, but it's entertaining in what it sets out to do.
So basically, through various shenanigans, Toko is basically coerced to form a demonic rock and roll band with those other two demon characters you saw earlier, and Nadia, her girlfriend, is going to be the manager. And immediately I'm thinking of that freaking Adventure Time spin-off comic starring Princess Bubblegum and Marceline the Vampire Queen, and I'm instantly in love with this concept. By the way, this is Toko's father, which looks like a less politically correct and family-friendly version of Tim Curry in his youth.
Oh, yeah, oh gosh.
He's got starfish as nipples. That's
it looks like a reject from Disgaea in design.
Well, that's funny you should mention that, because there is a lot of this game that directly reminds me personally of Disgaea. This screenshot in particular, which showcases the Netherworld, or Demon Land, or Hell, with this distorted architecture, and this scrolling text that describes the setting as a whole.
Oh my gosh, it is!
Seems like the beginning of Disgaea 3 to me.
It looks like it, based on the background image.
Which is kind of also a selling point in my book. Yeah, so the Reject Demon Toko, I would suggest you to check it out. Only the Prelude is available now. There are going to be 4 chapters in total of this story, and if it keeps up the quality that was showcased in the Prelude, then it's going to be definitely something interesting for anyone to check out, for anyone who ever enjoyed visual novel and they strive to play a visual novel that's different from the mold it's been generated from. So that's my 2 bits of thoughts about the Reject Demon Toko Prelude. Check it out. It's on Steam right now.
Yes, it's not that expensive either from what I can see here.
Well,
either.
actually $4.99 is a bit much for a Prelude that you can play in basically 2 hours.
Well, yeah, true.
Unless you're buying the entire game with $5. In that case, is more than fair.
Yes, that's probably right then.
I would be waiting for the first chapter to at least be released before I would buy this, but that's just me. You go check it out. I don't know if a demo is available, but I think this is worth your time if you're into visual novels to begin with. So this has been me promoting this game without actually having told to promote this game, without having paid even, just out of the kindness of my heart. So I hope you enjoyed this. This has been Madhog the Master, and this has been...
Yes, and I've been Devar, who's been joining him to listen to this.
Yes, basically that's all you're here for. Because, hey, Devar, you should consider playing this game in the future. Or something. Anyway, Toko.
Madhog just loves the muffin tubs. That's all he did it for.
Actually, I think I'm more into the modest, petite physique of the main character than the muffin top. But, like I said, it's refreshing to have this kind of character design in a visual novel. That never happened before, as far as I know, and it will probably never happen again.
Unless lightning strikes twice.
Unless, you know, the same makers of this game made a sequel.
Oh. Well, yeah, that could be possible.
Anyway, more of that awesome bass, thanks you very much. Good night, everybody.
Take care. And rock on. To your heart's content.